If you are looking for spring and summer book recommendations and you love fiction, fantasy, and romance, you are in the right place. I really have tried my hardest to come up with something that is worthwhile and that is not just a repeated books that you've probably heard on TikTok and booktube already. So hopefully you get some new recommendations today. The first books that we're going to be talking about are actually romance books because I feel like romance books are the most read during the summertime and most loved. The first book that we have is Happiness for Beginners by Katherine Center. Now, I absolutely love Katherine Center. I feel like a lot of her books are definitely giving spring and summer, but this one in particular, we are following a character who decides to go on this camping trip because she wants to prove to herself that she can do something really hard. And on this camping trip, her brother's best friend is also there as well, and there's this romance that blooms between them. And honestly, this is a really good romance and fictional plotline at the same time, and this is just really good, especially if you like camping during the summertime. I think that you would love reading this. The next book is The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. This one's really fun because I definitely felt like it was giving what Chestnut Springs should have gave if it wasn't too spicy, because we are following our main character Hannah, who becomes a bodyguard for this famous guy named Jack who has a stalker, and his mom is sick, so he has to go back to the ranch, and instead of bringing a bodyguard and making his mom worry, he decides, hey, how about you pretend to be my girlfriend so we don't stress her out? And the way that they just like go on this ranch, do things together was just so fun. Definitely a good summertime read. I highly recommend you pick it up. The next book is The Words We Lost by Nicole Deese. Is a really good Christian romance book. I felt like when I was reading this the whole time thinking, I wish I read this in the summertime because we are in like a boat town, a beach town. There's a lot of talk of docks in this book. What is the word? Port town? Is that the word? I don't know. Essentially, we are following our character Ingrid as she goes home to find the final manuscript of her friend who passed away, Cece's fantasy series, because she needs it to get her job back. And there's also the second chance romance with Cece's cousin, and I really liked it. Like, we go from past to present timelines. I thought it was really good, and I felt like I should have read it in the summertime. So now's your chance. Now's your chance to do it right and read it this spring and summer. Next book is Just for the Summer by Next book is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I love this book. I'm not like a huge fan of Abby Jimenez. I definitely really enjoy some of her books, but some of them have been misses as well. But this one was a hit. We are following two characters who just have a track record of whenever they date someone, the person that they date next is someone that they end up marrying. And so they're like, hey, let's get together, let's date, and the next person that we are with, we'll marry. Obviously, they end up falling in love. But the reason why I love this book is we are following these characters who have very complex struggles that they're going through in their life. Like, the woman is going through something with her mom, and then also the guy is, but they're very different. But I just like loved it. I thought it was very different and it was very real at the same time, and I thought it was a really great summer read as well. Is A 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Now, I do feel like this is recommended highly for the spring and summertime months, but honestly, a lot of Ashley Poston's books are really good, but this one in particular is so whimsical. We are following Clementine as she lives in her aunt's apartment, and this apartment is magical because it goes back in the past 7 years at like random times, and she encounters this guy, and they basically have this love story that's distanced by time and magic, and it's just it's so sweet. Even though that this book was really predictable, I really enjoyed it, and honestly, I've been thinking about rereading it, and I don't really think about rereading books often, so I think that you should pick this up. It's definitely giving like a whimsical, magical feeling, and I feel like it'd be such a fun read to read in the spring and summer. Next book is It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan, and honestly, I absolutely love this book. I just read it recently, and it was so good. I connected so much to these two main characters. We are following Jan, and she is a child star who is now a producer, and she wants to get this movie to be produced and made. So she says that Jack Quinlan, which is like this famous country star, is one of her friends, and she can get him to play one of his songs in her movie, which is not true. And it kind of was giving me the plot of Sing 2. Just a little bit. She tries to bombard Jack and ask him for these rights. So she teams up with her nemesis / cinematographer Dan, and she stays at her family home, and they live in New York, very close to a beach town, and it was so good. Like, I wish that I read this in the summertime because we have surfing, we have fire pits on the beach, we have that great family dynamic of having like cookouts, and it was just so good. I highly recommend this book. And honestly, while we're on the topic, it's not necessarily in this video, but Nora Goes Off Script is a really good spring read. I feel like It's a Love Story is like a good spring summer read, but Nora Goes Off Script would probably be a really good spring read. Absolutely love that book as well. Next is Just Friends by Haley Pham. Now, this isn't like the most fantastic book, but I think it's really cute and a really good YA beach read because of Seabrook's town. Like, I love the way that she described this town. It was definitely like an epitome of a beach town that's super cute with like the cottages, and I loved it. Can't lie. I really love the scenery. And it's good. I think it's cute. I think it's worth the shot. And this also, we're following like a general fiction plot line because we are following Blair as she navigates grief because her aunt has passed away, and also the grief of losing her best friend / childhood boyfriend, and there's like a second chance romance that goes on, and I think it's really cute. I think it's worth the shot, especially on the beach. I feel like it'd be a good one. All right, now on to our fictional recommendations. First one is Goes River by Shelley Reed. This one's a really fun one because it's a coming of age story. We are following our character over a large span of time, but there's something about like coming of age stories and exploring someone throughout a long period of time that reminds me especially of spring, so I highly recommend that for this season. But we are set in Colorado as well, and the author's imagery and the way that she paints a picture of Colorado is beautiful. I definitely think it suits the spring and summer months very, very well, and I just absolutely love this, and it teared my heart out and I bawled my eyes out at the end as well. So if you're looking for a sad book, pick it up. The next books are The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, which are just so fun. Now these are also books that we are following a character throughout multiple different months. Like each book, I think we're following 2 or 3 months of our character Emma's life, and we are set in the Victorian period, and we are following Emma as she just talks about her life. We explore friendship, we explore romance, we explore frustrations with trying to get your home and stuff like that, and it's just so fun. Like Emma is so quirky. She is such a fun character to follow. The way that she just talks about her life with us is just so fun, and I just absolutely devour it every single time. Hotel Nantucket by Elin Hilderbrand is just phenomenal. We are following a character who becomes the general manager of a haunted hotel that's trying to become like this next big resort. There's also this mysterious resort reviewer that they're trying to like entice to come to their resort so that they rate them a really good rating. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, I just hit my face. It's kind of like, what are the Michelin star? It's giving Michelin stars, and they're trying to get like all the Michelin stars. And this book was just unexpected. Why can I not speak? You know what I'm saying, right? I feel like I can't gather the words, but I love this book. If you are craving that like resort feeling, you should read this book, because this book transported me into like the ultimate 5-star resort, and I want to go here. Like I'm actually really, really disappointed this isn't a real place because it sounded so fun. And the characters, the little found family that we get, the ghost in this book, so good. Pick it up this summer, especially by the pool. I read this by the pool, loved it. Does it smell like the pool? I was like, maybe it smells like sunscreen. I don't know. Kind of does. The Heir Apparent by Rebecca Armitage is also another story that we're following a character through a large span of time. More like a year. So it's not necessarily like a seasonal placed read. We actually start on New Year's Eve, but there's something about this book that really reminded me of spring, summer. Like I feel like if you read this in the spring and summer, you would really enjoy it. We are following our character Lexi, who is a part of the royal line, and she tragically ends up next in line, and we are navigating her trying to decide, like, does she want to fulfill her duty to the crown, or does she want to choose her quiet life in Australia where she is a nurse, where she has friends already, she has a boyfriend prospect who I absolutely love. By the way, I absolutely love the romance. The subplot of romance in this book is so cute. I loved it so much. But I don't know, this book was just so good. I was not expecting it, and I highly recommend it. I feel like you might really, really like it, and the spring and summer is the time to read it, baby. I can't believe I said baby. It's a time to read it. Pick it up. And last recommendation is Remarkably Bright Creatures. I do feel like this is recommended a lot, but I really think you should read it. I think it takes place actually in the summertime, so it'd be the perfect time. And there's a movie coming out, so you should jump on the bandwagon. But we are following Tova, and she is an older woman who works at an aquarium, and she has lost her son, and she ends up having this friendship with this octopus, and there is an exploration of what happened to her son. And we're also following this other character, and we don't really understand what his role is in the plot, but I don't want to share anything because I think that you should find out on your own. And it is just so sweet and cute. I definitely think the ending is so rewarding, and I think you should give it a shot. I think you'll absolutely love it. Now on to our fantasy recs. The first one is Fable by Adrienne Young. This one I feel like is not talked about enough. It's a YA fantasy novel, and we are following Fable as she tries to get off this island that her father put her on, and she wants to get her rightful place next to him on his crew because she has the skills of a gem diver, which just makes this book absolutely perfect for the summertime because the way that the author describes her diving for these gems, going in the ocean, literally made me want to hop in the ocean to dive for gems. So highly recommend it. I think you should pick it up. Next book is Trust in the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Now this is a standalone fantasy, so it's not too intimidating to get into, especially if you want to get into Brandon Sanderson's books. This is definitely different than his other books, the writing style, but this is my first book by him and I absolutely loved it. And it didn't steer me at all away from his books, more so it steered me to the rest of his books. We are following our main character Tress, and she wants to save her boyfriend slash love interest Charlie, I think, because he got shipped away by his dad, and she's like, he's not coming back, he's not writing my letters. I think something about cups or something like that. I don't know, it's been a while since I read this, but all I know is that this is the epitome of like a pirate book. If you love Pirates of the Caribbean, if you love books with pirates, I think you should pick this up. It's so magical, so fun, it's not intimidating at all, and I absolutely loved it. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard is a book that I wouldn't necessarily say is a typical summer read, but this book actually takes place in the summertime, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, literally listen to the first line. I hate First Friday. It makes the village crowded, and now in the heat of high summer, period. You should pick it up. It's kind of similar to the Powerless synopsis because she kind of stole the idea of her book from this one, unfortunately. So we are following essentially Mare, and she is a lowly red in this world. So there's reds and then there's silvers. And so we essentially follow Mare as she discovers that she has these magical power abilities, and that is a story from there. I don't want to share too much. I definitely think you should pick it up. It's really fun, it's clean, and I really like the story. I really need to continue it. I think it's definitely a good fantasy book that you should pick up this summer. Next book is Violet Thisaway is Not a Villain Anymore. This one is perfect for the springtime because we are following Violet, and she used to be a villain, but she gets a second chance to not be a villain anymore, and she decides to open up a flower shop, and everything that goes on with like the flower, and there's this blight that's going on that she needs to fix because it has something to do with taking away the plants and everything from this world. It's just giving spring. It's giving summer. It's giving warm outside. It's giving flowers. It's giving all of that. I do want to say though that this book does have some spice in it, so keep that in mind if you don't like any spice. And the last fantasy book recommendation I have is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Now this is a hefty one. This is a commitment, so keep that in mind. But the reason why I think this is great for the spring and summer is because the world that we are in is heavily impacted by these high storms, and it just encapsulates summer storms and that humid air, and it was just a really vivid environment that Brandon Sanderson wrote. And I was like, wow, I'm really loving that I'm reading this while it's warm outside, because I read this like I think in February where we were having like a warm streak, and it made this book so much better. So I think that if you're wanting to pick this book up and you haven't already, pick it up now. Pick it up now. I promise you won't be disappointed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely subscribe and like, and comment down below if you love any of these books or if you have any recommendations for me, because please, I need more. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.